Hansle Parchment won gold in the men's 110 meters hurdles at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, beating the clear favorite Grant Holloway of the United States. Since then, he's only lost one race, having hit the barrier in that race. Is Jamaica's Hansle Parchment king of the 110 meters hurdles? And could he become unbeatable? As a lineup for the finals of the men's 110 meters hurdles in Tokyo in 2020, I was excited. To me, Hansle Parchment looked great through the rounds. But let's go back. Let's start from the beginning. My first clear memory of Hansle Parchment was at the finals of the men's 110 meters hurdles at the London Olympics in 2012, where he won a bronze medal. What struck me was the fact that he came from pretty much the back of the entire field and made it all the way to a bronze medal. He ran a national record at the time and a PB of 13.12. I kept thinking to myself, if he could get a better start, this guy would be unbeatable. Then we saw him in the finals of the men's 110 meters hurdles beside Subienkov and of course Merrick, who had beaten him in 2012. This time, in the Beijing World Championships in 2015, he placed second, earning silver and running a very impressive 13.03. Again, I thought, wow, he got a better start. But if he could get an even better start, he would be perfect. Because the truth is, Parchment is pretty much a master technician as a 110 meter hurdler. I've stressed before in a few of my vlogs that in the hurdles, it's not just your speed, but your technique over the hurdles has to be on point. The truth is, even the greatest hurdlers have been known to fail by one simple mistake, one small miscalculation, not doing the correct amount of steps in between the hurdles, and so forth. But Parchment, I think, is one of the best technicians globally in terms of the 110 meters hurdles. In the national trials earlier this year, we saw Parchment winning the semis in a comfortable time of 13.17. Again, coming literally from the back of the field. If only he could fix this problem. However, what's admirable about this is that even if he gets a very late start, he remains calm and cool, which is an essential element in winning at this top level, and makes his way through the field, as you just saw here in the semis of the men's 110 meters hurdles that happened at the National Stadium earlier this year at the Olympic trials for Jamaica. Parchment was back to winning form. Now let me explain when I say back to winning form. I had been wondering what had happened to him, but then found out that he had been injured. The bane of all great athletes. Injury is such a horrific thing. And as I've stated in several of my vlogs, injury is not just about recovering physiologically, meaning from the actual physical injury. One has to also factor in the psychological element of winning. And to see Parchment back to his winning ways was for me a very, very good thing. As a lover of track and field, I'm always happy when I see athletes recover from injury, regain self-confidence, and get back to form. In this instance, Hansle Parchment hasn't just gotten back to form, people. He is at the best he has ever been. Understand that this man went from bronze to silver and now is consistently winning gold medals, coming first. And although there was some amount of doubt, in fact, some trepidation, when the Olympic gold medalist Omar McLeod did not make it through to represent Jamaica, and many Jamaicans were saying he should have been given the opportunity to do so. What I noticed in this process is that the coaching team for the Olympics, the JAA, also, everyone seemed rather calm And then I kept remembering the way Hansle Parchment had delivered at the National Olympic Trials for Jamaica. And I realized that that's where this confidence was coming from. Clearly, as is now historic, Parchment delivered on his promise, winning the Olympics in spectacular fashion and upsetting the apple cart globally, shocking the world because the entire world was convinced that America's Grant Holloway would have won. Parchment was a cool customer and again came from behind, but this time he had a much better start, copying the gold medal for Jamaica. Winning in a time of 13.04, Hansle Parchment had placed third at the National Olympic Trials in Jamaica. But I knew watching him through the rounds that he was ready. Since winning gold, we have seen him win at the Paris Diamond League in a comfortable 13.03. He has also won at the Brussels Diamond League in a time of 13.26. Not necessarily the fastest time I've seen him do, but still an impressive win. Again, coming from the back of the field. If I could speak to his coaches, I would say, please, can we work on his start? Because I think with his technique, his speed in between the hurdles, especially his surge right before the tape, I really think the term unbeatable could someday be applied to Hansle Parchment. The 31-year-old is in the shape of his life, and I'm hoping that next season we see many more great things from this young athlete. Of course, on Wednesday, we hope to see him in Zurich for the finals of the Wonder Diamond League. So, is Jamaica's Hansle Parchment the king of the 110 meters hurdles? Presently, yes, without a doubt. He's he's king of the heap. Can he become unbeatable? I think so. If he's able to improve his start, maintain his technique, and remain calm and cool, he could become unbeatable. I'd love to know your thought. And as always, bless up.